It is an amazingly wonderful day today. Good day to everybody. Welcome to Everyman's 40K. I am Everyman, your host. Outside it is so sunny, nice and beautiful. Southern California weather. Not a cloud in the sky. Birds are chirping. So today there's going to start the part 4 section where we're going to be able to get this thing in primer and we're going to finish this up in 4 parts. So again, I'm feeling great. Going to be able to put this on the table and use it. All the major construction is done. At this point, we're just going to talk about artistic content and how to give this thing some flavor. As you can see on the front, I've already started to add my own special plates, some weathering, some damaged plates. Used my square rivets, so adding some square rivets to tie this into my other models that I build that use square rivets. Inside here, we went ahead and started adding the bolts that we talked about that we're going to add inside. So it looks like there's fake bolts, or that big plate has been bolted. Both sides are done. As you can see in there, the weapon is still the same. It's attached. It's done. I think the last time I left you in part 3, we discussed I had to add rivets to the gun. So now I've added my square rivets. You can see all the rivets all over. I still think we're going to do something to underneath here. So I have something, some type of box or some type of thing that just kind of gives this depth. I want to bring this down maybe another 1/4 inch, do something right back here. Kind of looks plain, too plain to me, for me, you know. Again, we showed you the back. The back is done. Everything's good to go. So I want to show you one more thing before we cut out of here on this portion. You'll notice on the back I'm starting to do the exhaust. That's another thing that we need to finish, is this Ork needs an exhaust because we took that big engine deck off here. And again, we put it on the Mega Dread, so it's not coming back. So as you can tell, I've already put a box with some damage. Put a pipe coming out of the box. I'm going to put a second pipe coming out of the box, probably taller than this one, but thinner. So we're going to switch it up. But you'll notice this pipe is red and it's got some wording on it. Okay, well that is because I'm going to show you another trick, and that's why I want you guys to subscribe, hit that notification button, and keep coming back, because I'm going to show you some tricks of the trade. I might be the only one in the planet that does this. I don't know. But I'm going to show you how I do it. This is wire, and I went to Home Depot last night and purposely bought this wire. I got this wire in 1 foot lengths. This is 8 gauge, 10 gauge copper wire, and 12 gauge copper wire. So we got 8, the green one's 10, and the blue one's 12. This stuff works amazing for any type of tubular frame construction. You can actually bend it and without having to use heat, right? So plastic, for example, ABS type plastic or plastic card, in order to bend it, usually you have to boil water and put this in water and let it soak in the water for an X amount of time for it to get soft. Once it gets soft, then you can bend it. Sometimes your bend is successful, sometimes it's not. Well, copper wire, you don't have to. You don't have to wait, you don't have to use heat, you don't have to use anything. All you need is a pair of needle nose pliers. So in regards to the wire being used as tubing or railing or exhaust pipes or whatever, I want to show you something that I built that I will showcase later. But this is my shock jump dragster, and this is again scratch built. But as you can see, right here, this blue piece and this silver, that is copper wire with a plastic tube added. So obviously I added the plastic tube, then bent the wire into position or into shape. This wire then plugs into plastic tube. So each one of those underneath there, I know it's hard to see, but it's just a plastic tube. In addition, there's a little nub. It's hard to see, but there's a little nub right there. That nub is also copper wire right there. That nub, there is underneath this cowling, underneath this car, there is a whole frame that I built. Just like guys would build rally cars, I built a frame. So there is a whole frame underneath here that's made of tube, or this solid core wire. I believe this is 14 gauge. So let me get back to this Gorkanator, and we'll do a little bit more building, and we'll come back in about a couple hours, probably have some more of this exhaust done. I think that's pretty much what we have left to do, and then we'll be able to wrap this up. So the last time I left you, I had a few things to do. We had the exhaust to do. I said I wanted to maybe fill in under here, this section a little bit. I found a piece that I'm going to throw in there. I'm going to put a grill. So that grill section there, like a little exhaust or some grill where it'll get cooling. This came off that PZ4. This was our PZ2, the one that we used to kit bash. Had to do a little repair right there on the side, if you can see, because when I cut it off the PZ2 to use this section here on the back, I wasn't thinking that this grill was going to be needed, but I am going to use that grill, so I had to do a little minor repair, but it's going to look good now. So the last thing I want to show you is possibly, this is an old WOG banner. It's the metal WOG banner, probably 1998, 1999, something like that when this came out. And I've kept it all these years. I've just never had a use for an orc with the WOG banner. So this, you know, we talked about this model going from Gorkanaut to a Morkanaut. Well, in order to do that, things have to happen, right? I have to change some things. So one of the things I'm going to have to change is going to be the KFF. One model gets it and one model doesn't. Why GW did that in the rules writing, I have no idea. It's just stupid. So when this comes off, right, what's going to go there? So there's a hole. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that banner and I'm going to stick that banner right there. So this will be the last shot before primer, and then after that we'll go prime it and come back and give you the final closure. So real quick, I just wanted to show you, I went ahead and put these horns on. I actually forgot. So again, I looked at the sprue, kind of again checking, making sure that everything was used. And so I put the two horns up top, and I put the horns here at the bottom. I think that positioning at the bottom along the bottom makes it look kind of more mean, a little bit more aggressive. I went ahead and put this on. Put a little stop So as you can tell, there's a little stop there, but this now plugs in just like that. So that's a stop there. So now it's plugged in, good to go. So ready to go prime. Oh, and I added this. So I had to add that. I wanted that corrugated steel look again, just to make it more rustic, more ramshackle. And notice how that primer, once you get this thing in primer, it really brings that model together. This was all discolored, you know, white, brown. This was white, plastic card or tube. This was blue, just all kinds of craziness. Down here was brown. This was all gray. The exhaust was all kinds of crazy colors. But once you get it all in one color, looks like a GW kit. I mean, it comes together, boom, finished. So last thing we're going to talk about is the base. So for like 3 videos, I've been telling everybody, yeah, we're going to base it like this. So I looked at this, I took a good look at it, and I decided I'm not so sure that I am going to base it like that. For gaming and maybe a tournament, sure, I think this might be better. You can fit it in nice and tight, you can charge with it better. But it just doesn't look right base-wise. It doesn't present the model professionally or in a good-looking fashion. So I've changed my mind. I think we're going to go ahead and base it like GW does, and we're going to base it like this. So what that allows me to do is it allows me to add maybe a Gretchen, couple Gretchen, you know, running beside it. Or I can add some plants, some foliage, some rocks. Basically, it ends up being more professional, more artistic, and more presentable to anybody who is going to judge it or look at it as a final product or some type of competition, let's say. Because the base is actually presenting the miniature, and you can mess around with the base and add flair or add style. So again, I think she's ready, and this is what it's going to look like. So there you go. That's our Gorkinator. So if you like what I'm doing, like I always say, please like, subscribe, share this with all your friends, share this on any social media pages that you guys have. Word of mouth is big for me. It's the only way that my channel gets out there. I don't do any more marketing or advertising. I hope you guys, when I do this stuff, learn something. So again, I appreciate everybody coming in. Leave a comment, share, like, and subscribe. And we're going to close this one out. This is going to be a wrap. Like we always say on the channel, may all your dice rolls come up 6s, unless you're looking for a 1. Peace out.